All right, guys, we got the new Hyundai loaded up on the old Mack. Breakfast of Champions right here. We're gonna head out and try to put in the first septic system of the year. Let's go see what we got. So one unexpected obstacle we have this morning, which we knew it was coming, but the state probably closed the road here leaving the office this morning, so we're gonna have to take a left and hit the back roads here to get around. I guess they're replacing 54, 60-inch culvert up there. They're wanting to repave this road later this year, so trying to get the culverts and stuff replaced, but it's all right. We'll take the scenic route and add about 15-20 minutes to our trip, but we'll make it. Alright guys, after taking the scenic route, we have finally rolled back in. We're going to unload right here. I'm going to get this old girl parked, get this beautiful machine unloaded, and we'll get to work. Alright guys, we are unloaded. We got a track back around behind this building. I got the bucket off the 120, the 3-foot bucket off the 120 on this thing. It's so weird not seeing it wobble around. Also got the trenching bucket. We gotta go around back here. The first thing we gotta do is dig a test hole and hope the ground's not too wet to install this system. Up on top of the hill where we're at now, I know it's plenty dry, but we're on the bottom of the hill. I'm not for sure it's gonna be dry enough down there, but there's only one way to find out. Dig a hole and see what we got. Alright guys, first thing we're gonna do this morning is a little bit of tree trimming. The last thing I want to do is scratch this brand new machine. We'll get these boogers out of the way so we don't do that. I don't want to scratch any machine, especially not this one. There we go. Get you folded around back here out of the way. Alright guys, sorry I didn't get a tremendous amount of video on this, but we were kind of up against the time clock with a few other things going on. But basically, on this end and over there the machine's out, we dug a test hole, and basically we're checking for moisture content. One, we want to make sure the trench don't smear from here to here, and then this dirt we get out of here, if you roll it in your hand, I can't hardly do it one-handed, or I'll show you. It can't make a hot dog longer than your hand without breaking apart. This end's pretty wet. It's kind of borderline. I sent some videos to the health department. They gave us the okay on it. The other end down there is pretty dry. After discussions with them, they said let's go ahead and get it in before the rain hits tonight. So that's what we're going to do. We went back and repainted our grade line. That's our line that our chambers are going to follow, and we're going to dig us a ditch. Let's do it. Alright guys, a couple things about digging techniques on this septic and some cool features on this machine. So we're on about a 9 or 10 degree slope here, and the bottom of that trench needs to be level. There's two different ways to do that. If I had the 120 here, I'd grab this dirt, spin around, throw it behind me, and build the tracks up to where I'll level over. I'm going to do a different route on this machine. I'm going to cross it up sideways, which is going to involve a little bit more tracking. I'm going to put the blade down, and look right there. Water level on the screen, perfectly level. Now, as I start digging, let me start digging and I'll explain a few other things to you. As you start digging, they really don't want you to smear that dirt. They want you to take them teeth and rip it up. So you kind of want to take off nice and slow, just even little grums like that, break that dirt up, and keep it, I don't know if aerated is the right word. If they come out here and do an inspection and they see any smearing in that trench, they could reject the whole thing. So you want to keep those teeth at a very sharp angle and keep that ground ripped up, almost like you're plowing with them, is the best way to go about it. This is the end here. We're pretty pretty wet on. Let me go check my depth and see where we're heading to. I don't know if you guys can see Matt down there, but he's checking all the... I'll fix it whenever I come back on the next one here. Checking grade there. We got our first little section. I gotta figure out me a maneuver. One thing about going sideways on the ditch. Oh, watch out. Make sure I don't scratch this new machine. It's a little bit cumbersome. That'll work. To get positioned for the next one. But it works so well, it's worth the effort. There we go. Get on down here where we belong. Take that little blade. Low water level. Man, that thing's handy. I can reach it perfectly. We'll get going a little bit more here. I'll show you. This is a totally different system than we've installed in the past. I'll show you these chambers here. This is going to be considered a sub-grade system, where a lot of the systems we did before were the Presby on-grade or above-grade systems. A few roots to deal with, but not too bad. A little bit of dirt over there, as I'll need it later. I want to make sure that water gets diverted around this thing. I really like the way this machine digs, especially doing stuff like this. If you're like just flat hogging dirt out, this one and the Volvo are very similar, but as far as doing a little bit more tedious work, check her all the way on this end. Just a touch deep, ain't I? As far as doing a little bit more tedious work, I'm still trying to get the fine-tuned feel of it. I just would really like the way this machine feels. I don't know, it's just got a nice, sensitive touch to it. I think that should do you pretty good there, Matt. Don't be afraid to take your boot and kick a dirt clod out of the way. Oh, look at that. They don't call me Dirt Perfect for nothing. So they call this the Arc 36 leaching chamber. So all this area in here is where the water can be absorbed by the ground. These things are a little bit contrary to put in. You got to kind of put them up like that. And if you step on it to get that little tab to go in, and they should hinge down. It don't help that there's roots. Let me get both hands so I can help you. All right, guys, here's these chambers and how they work. They got a little tab that slides in right there. I have the teeth on this bucket set to where the groove, they set right down in there tight, which helps them from collapsing a little bit. What does not help is some of these roots we're digging through, but we'll do two 75-foot runs out here. And yeah, this dirt's not looking as bad as I thought it was now that we're actually going after it. So let's get this done. We got rain coming. right guys, we got trench 1 in. It turned out pretty good. We went down through here with the laser, double checked all of our depths. We are really close, so now we're going to go lay off trench 2 and put the other 75 feet in. 75 plus 75 equals 150, which is what we need. All right, that's enough beeping. I've got row 2 marked off up here. These have got to be a minimum of 8 feet apart. We're going to be more like 12 or 15. So that's going to work out pretty well. I'm going to set you guys over here and watch us go to town. All right guys, we got our second run of chambers in. That's it for this one. It's just a little 2-bedroom system. We marked the ends of these because I don't think we're going to get to plumbing these today with the weather threatening. So next thing we got to do is get our interceptor drain in up here. I went ahead, it's got to be 10 foot off that. I went ahead and just cut a bench in for this. Check that out. I say this, how many times have I said this? I don't care if you're in the middle of a 40-acre field, which we are, there's always something in the way. That drain has got to be right down along the side of here. LCR is coming in handy right off the bat and giving me clearance on that. Got the trenching bucket on the old Hyundai. Matt's getting the laser set up over there, and we're gonna start trenching this drain in. It's gotta go pretty deep. It's gotta go like 70 inches deep. I want to see you jump.
Just for you two.
I just feel like I need to hit you one time and see like a one little blow up wrestling booth. Wham! All right, guys. I'm sorry I ain't video more of this. My phone's been ringing non-stop. But we got the trenching bucket on the Hyundai. Loving the low clearance machine. We are right up against this fence. And the camera's got good resolution. I can see over there and see what I'm doing when I'm concerned I'm getting close. But I have not hit the fence. Trenching bucket's working great on this thing. This is a deep trench. We're like 80 something inches deep, but it's working out pretty well. We'll have to get this trench dug, and then we'll come back with a skid steer and get sand in there. We may end up having to end up with another load of sand. I don't know if I got enough sand on site, but if you guys haven't seen, if anybody hasn't seen this trenching bucket and wants to see some videos on it, I got 2 or 3 pretty good videos of detailing this trenching bucket. It's a attachment that I built myself, and it's been one of the better ones I've built. It is super handy. I'm actually using it like a bucket right now because I got limited space on the other side, but most of the time I use it as a knife. Matt's getting the pipe in and checking grade back there. We're gonna move ourselves on back here, and should be good to go. All right, give give you guys a little update here real quick. I'm trenching in the last 15-20 feet of this interceptor drain. The inspector just showed up, looked everything is over, had a few legitimate questions for us. We were able to answer them, took a few laser shots, and gave us a stamp of approval. She actually said it looked really good. So the weather is definitely closing in. We're kind of in high gear here. Got the old Hyundai on the power mode setting. Trying to get this in and get it all covered up when the rain hits. But we're getting there, guys. Hang in there with us. You guys gotta admit, the old trenching bucket does a pretty good job digging a trench, don't it? Hence the name trenching bucket. You're not in a very talkative mood today.
I'm in a real talkative mood. I think your trench digging's better than your dome digging.
Hey, now, easy, easy. All right, guys, Matt's gonna finish up that pipe and get it ready for sand. He's gonna grab the skid steer and start putting sand in. I'm gonna switch back to my other bucket and we're gonna start getting this backfilled now that we cleared inspection and are good to cover. So we put stakes here at the end since we don't have our D-box and we're gonna run out of time for our plumbing today. That way whenever we come back, we can, we know where they're at, we can grab them and run and go. All right, guys, we're gonna start backfilling down through here. It is so weird. This is the same bucket I've used on the 120 for years. And I've yet to put this bucket on the Volvo. I've just used the 42-inch bucket. The only reason I'm using it here is because I need a 36-inch bucket for those chambers. It's just weird seeing this bucket on this machine and not seeing the bucket flop around and wave at me. Oh, you guys have gave me a hard time for a long time about that. It's crazy. But anyways, what the goal is here, I'm going to backfill this. I have no intentions of making it looking exceptionally pretty. I want to get the dirt kind of humped up over top of where the chambers are at, so that way if they settle, it's not a divot and they don't hold water. And I want to make sure I keep the machine off the chambers. I don't want to cause any compaction, so I'm kind of going down between the ditch and the chambers over here. It's going to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get sand into these because that fence is in the way up there. We may have to come in here and do a little bit of twisting and maneuvering, but no hill for a hiker. I'm sure we'll get her taken care of. Machine's been doing good. We've been running her pretty hard today. I really like the feel of it. I love the display. It sits a little bit higher, and it's hard to get traction on those rubber tracks on this hillside. I did find it to be a little different to climb in and out of. Not saying that's a problem, just an observation. But it's been running good, runs smooth. I really like the way it operates, I really do. The blade, working on this hillside, I did notice it seems like the blade maybe don't have quite as much travel as the blade on my Volvo, but it's still very, very effective tool on the front of the machine. It's I don't know if I'll own another machine without a blade, at least this size of machine without a blade on. It's very, 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 very handy. But I'm gonna go down here and get this backfilled and help Matt get a little bit of sand in there. And whoops, hang on, make sure this is all tidied up and good to go for the incoming weather tonight. It's Matt's first time on the skid steer. He is not in the best of position. By golly, he's getting most of it in there. Doing better than I thought he would. It's like a rain shower. Oh, not bad, not bad. We'll give him credit for a rookie. All right, guys, there's what she looks like at the end of the day. We got the fabric on top of the interceptor drain, got it all covered up. Got a little bit of a swell in here. It's so hard to see on camera. Lateral 1, lateral 2. I've got them humped up pretty good so they shed water. Hopefully by the time they settle out, we maybe take the power rake, just hit them and go with it. But that's gonna be it for today. We're gonna head out of here, see what the weather does the next day or two, and then I'll bring you guys back. We'll set the tank and get her all plumbed up. Stay tuned. All right, guys, new day. It's wet, it's cold, but the sun's out, which is good. So the first thing back the next day, we got a tank delivery. So we got an elevation coming out right there. We got to bring this line out and tee into the line coming off there. Mr. Witch-O-Matic here is going to locate our serial line for us.
You got the marker paint?
Go. Just go. We got just go.
Right there.
I'm telling you, you're 1.5 feet off. It's over here.
I'm gonna dig a hole.
It's gonna be over here.
Right there.
All right, well, I'm gonna dig a hole too. This is gonna be the track. We ain't got time for this nonsense. You'll get the old Hyundai fired up this morning and get this girl back to work. In we go. Oh man, I left my Wendy's cup in here. Purring like a kitten. Let's go dig a hole.
The only thing I haven't done yet is put the...
All right, well, we found the pipe, but we may have lost our marker flags. We're not for sure.
I won.
Right. He's wrong.
I won.
Right. No, it's not close. All right, serious business. So we found that pipe. We found this pipe. The vault company is nice enough to give us this book that's got all the specs in it of our length. So 45 inches from the bottom of the tank. Need to add my slope for the pipe. We'll set the laser up and that will tell us how deep our hole needs to be.
Okay,
there you go.
right there.
Did you check to see if it's off?
It's definitely off. And I didn't just go drop some kids off at the pool, so.
All right, I'll just check, asking for a friend.
Yeah.
I hate to see this turn into a crappy situation.
I'm really hoping there's no pressure.
You just cut it.
You started it.
All right, guys, we got our elevations established. We got our map drawn for all of our pipes. Basically, at this point, it's just a matter of getting a hole dug for, that sounds right. Matter of getting a hole dug for the tank. So this hole is basically going to be, it needs to be 11 foot long, 6 foot wide. It's about 7 feet deep is how deep it's going to be. So, and them rubber tracks, they sure move around a lot on this little bit of wet ground. But the old Hyundai's digging good. Sun's out. It's gonna be a good day. Let me get this hole dug. We got a tank delivery on its way, so I want to make sure I get this hole dug in time for him to get here. Get this tank set down in here, do a little bit of plumbing. Hopefully we'll have her.
Right there's 13 feet.
Okay, give you guys another example of why I like this low clearance machine for what I do. I don't know if you can see, there's a fence post right there. If I was in the Volvo, there's no doubt that fence post would have been pulled. I don't see no reason to pull it with this machine. It's working great. Never easy. We're like 8 or 9 inches from grade. We hit a rock. See what the old Hyundai's got for the rock. Well, I think we're gonna win it. We're getting through it. It's just a real thin layer, but it's thick enough to be aggravating. Check that out. Meet my new machine, Rock. Better not get too cocky. I'm not done yet. All right, guys, our concrete truck. There you go, looking good. Septic tank has finally showed up. We got to straddle a water line right there. That way, just a little bit. There you go. Get him set down in the hole here. He's looking good. He's doing a good job. Looking good. Bring her straight on back. Yep, looking good. Probably start cutting her now. Which way does it need to go to be centered?
It needs to go that way and then square his front.
No, I need that in the center of where you're at. I don't care where he's at up here.
You need to go right. About to here. Because I'm going off of that pipe, right?
Yeah. Cut it that way. There you go. Alrighty guys, this is where we're at. We got the tank set, we got this pipe here, trench jug, we got that pipe over there. We got to bring it over, tee it in, get into this tank. True plumber's fashion, we're 2 fittings short, imagine that. Matt took off town to get the parts, the fittings. While he's doing that, I'm going to dig this line here. It leaves this tank. It's going to go 140 feet down there to the field bed. I'm not going to bore you guys with a whole lot of digging. We're gonna go YouTube magic style on this one. You ready? Bam! And voila, just like that, she's done. Well, let me tell you, it was not quite that easy. I'll give you guys a quick little tour here of what we got. So, line comes out. I got a picture of it, but since that is within 10 foot of a water line, it had to be a compression fitting. It's gonna be a glue joint, stay coat. Comes around, ties into here. That's the one coming from that building. That's the line coming from that building. Elbows in the septic tank, clean out there. Come to the other side, we got outlet filter in there. We have to have an outlet filter in this one because this is not a Presby system. It's a upgrade system, so you got to put an outlet filter in there. Man, that wind is ripping today. So we got it in there, and then from there, we head over the hill. We're close to 140 feet. Let's go to the other end. All right, so we get down here, we got our D-box bedded in sand. That's the line coming from the tank. If I pop that lid up, we'd have levelers in there. That feeds that lateral, and that goes around and feeds the other lateral. That's it. System in, system inspected, system connected, system needs to be backfilled. Well guys, that's what it looks like after it's all said and done. That's how we're going to leave it. This is not by no means what I'd call finished, but it's going to settle out quite a bit. There's no need to finish it twice, so we're going to let it settle out. I tell them I'd bring them a load of dirt, or I'd give them a hand finishing it up. But there it is. If you guys are wondering how come I didn't use the 145 in the trenching bucket for all that, 2 reasons. We had the Mini here. It's a lot easier to do the tedious stuff, and 2, the 145 is gone.
It is gone. It
is no longer on the job. Kept it clean and hauled it out to go to the next one. So that's it. It's all right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Happy customer, I hope.
Happy customer.
We're out of here, man.
See ya.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.